tomorrow, I will be sending this recording to your leader, as well as the PowerPoint slides that I referenced tonight. So that'll kind of help you that if you don't want to take too furious of notes tonight, they can provide this recording to you, and you can go back and rewind and pause and maybe grab some word choices and things like that. So tonight you can kind of just sit and soak. Does that sound good? Okay, good. All right. All right, so yeah, I'll be looking for thumbs up. I will be looking for nodding heads. I don't know, we may play charades. I'll do this, Martine, thank you. We do this. So you maybe can give high fives to the person next to you. So we just have an interactive call, and it just makes it much more fun. So I want to start by asking you, and I do want you to get ready to write down. So hope you have a piece of paper. I want you to write down the answer to this question, and I want you to come up with at least 3 answers. How is your life better since starting your direct sales business? How is your life better since starting your direct sales business? And I'm going to give you about 30 seconds. I'd like you to write down at least 3 things, and you can keep writing if you have time. Okay, so I'm going to look for 3 or 4 of you to unmute. I'm looking for popcorn answers so that we can move this along, but I really wanted just to have 3 or 4 of you quickly share how is your life better because you've started your 31 business. Who wants to share?
I will share.
Great, thank you, Alexandra.
I used 31 to go back to school, and I now work as an occupational therapist. And my commission paid for me to go back to school, so I didn't take any other loans out because I already have 2. So financial, to be able to financially secure a different career.
Oh, I love it, Alexandra. So you're on your way to making 31 your career. Is that what I heard?
Well, I used it to actually go back to school for another career, but yeah, I guess.
I got you. It's supplementing that's going to allow you to do what you love to do. Absolutely. And help pay for it.
Yeah, it did.
Awesome. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Okay, someone else.
I can go.
Okay.
Brenna. Hi.
Hi.
So, since I've joined, I have just loved meeting so many new people, and mostly it's allowed for me time. Being a stay-at-home mom for the past 10 years, I've met so many great people, but this was also another opportunity to just go out and meet new people, make friends, and all those different connections. So it's just been a wonderful thing for me the past 3 years.
Okay, so I'm hearing relationships, super important to you.
Yes.
Awesome. So raise your hand if you would say that you feel like your life has been enhanced, and that was one of the things you wrote down through relationships. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that sisterhood is just priceless, and something that sometimes comes to people without even, they didn't really go into the business knowing that was in store. So that's great. Let me take one more.
I can go.
Okay.
For me, it's brought a little bit of extra money, lifelong friends. I've been learning leadership skills along the way, which is helping me become a better person and leader. And then it's given me the ability to dream. years ago when I first like went to college, you know, I kind of let go of that dream once I graduated and thought I could make a lot more money than I really am. So now I feel like 31 has given me that ability back to dream and do better things. So
Tiffany, that is amazing. Oh, I love that. Okay, does anybody else, can anybody else testify to that? Yeah, you just kind of feel like 31 gives you permission to dream. Not good? I want to see your hands. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit. And these leaders that have invited you, they are living proof that you really can make your dreams come true and have the life that you want. And it absolutely is possible. All right, great. Well, I definitely wanted to start by having you think through that. Now, answer this one other question for me, and I'd like you to have at least 2 answers. What are a couple ways that promoting to the next level, so I'm going to say promoting to director in your 31 business, will enhance your personal and family life? So what are some ways that promoting to director will enhance your personal and family life? Okay. Would someone like to share their answer? One of their answers?
I'll share.
Okay.
So by promoting to director, it would enhance my life by allowing me to travel with my husband, who's he's extended military, so he travels a lot for his work. So it would allow me that flexibility.
Oh, wow, that's great, Christy. So are you needing the income to provide the flexibility? So like you need the income, but you need to be able to work when you can work.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. That is wonderful. What a blessing. Okay, somebody else.
I'll volunteer.
Yeah.
I would say having the opportunity to mentor a team of women who maybe have never had the opportunity to do direct sales before.
Oh, that's awesome, Claudia. So have you done direct sales before? Is 31 the first company?
I have actually done direct sales since 2001 and have been just completely blown away by 31's model in general. And I have had, honestly, greater success in my 31 business just since April than I have in my other business since 2001, if that tells you.
Wow. Claudia, that's amazing.
So feel good about where you're at, friends.
Yes. Oh, that's good. Thank you for that word. That is so good.
Thank you.
That's so good. And I don't have to tell you that you're extremely fortunate to have Angie's leadership.
No doubt about it. The stars aligned in my favor.
That's right. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to take one more. I just have to emphasize what Claudia said. I tell you what, ladies, as your team grows, you do find your heart to grow, and you find that love for helping other women. And again, one of those unexpected things. You thought you signed to get a lot of bags, or you thought you signed because I can help pay the bills, or man, I can get a new pair of shoes. These were the things in our minds, right? But then, oh my goodness, these relationships and the mentoring. So just hang on. It is a ride, and it is amazing. Okay, just had to throw that in. That was free. Okay, somebody else. How is your life being
I'd
enhanced?
be happy to share.
Awesome.
Oh, I just love the excitement. We're going to start with Elon.
Well, I agree. I absolutely love helping people. I'm in the helping professions in my Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 job. And so being able to promote to director Personally, it would just be the sense of accomplishment of a promotion. In the helping field and the helping professions, we don't see promotions. And so even when I promoted to senior consultant, it was so exciting to say, I had a promotion. And so that's the selfish side of appropriate selfishness of just that sense of accomplishment for me, and then that I can share with my family as well.
Oh, thank you for sharing that, because that is just being honest. And I don't know what your other helping profession is, but a lot of those helping professions also don't get noticed or appreciated. Would you say that's true?
Absolutely. I have 2 licenses as a professional counselor and a school counselor. So yes, I agree.
I mean, it's just rare you're going to walk in one day and somebody's going to say, you are doing such an amazing job. Thank you for all you do. That happens at 31. We will celebrate you and encourage you. And you will have the privilege of doing that for others. So thank you for sharing that, Elon. Okay, and one more. Somebody was speaking up. We want to give that person a chance.
It was me.
Okay, hey, Leah.
So I kind of agree with what was already said. What I said was income, the financial ability to be able to continue to stay home as a stay-at-home mom. When I started 31, I worked full-time, and so within my journey, I've been able to quit, and I just want to be able to stay home, and then also be able to share my story with other women.
Oh, that's great, Leah. That is great. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I'm seeing in the chat that others have, other comments about, the money and the income. So that it really is a business. So, do we have lots of opportunities to impact people's lives and hearts and all that? But that leads to extra income, which provides you so many different options and flexibility in your life and in ways that you can impact your family and others. So let's get to talking about how can we get even better at this thing called recruiting or sponsoring. How can we be even more confident? And so I'm super excited about this new tool called the Income Brochure. So I'm hoping that maybe you have an electronic copy. It is on TOT if you don't have a physical copy. And in some way, if you're able to mark this up, or just take notes because I'm going to be giving you some notes that I want you to have on the page. So when you get a physical copy that you can order on business supplies, I want you to be marking on the page. Will be kind of your master copy. So tonight I'm going to be talking to you about how to create your master copy so that all your conversations with this brochure will come from this one. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and we'll just kind of walk along here with some visuals that I think will help you. So what we're going to do is pick this up at the place where we have finished our party, or let's just say we've had a conversation and we have generated interest in the business. So whether you do your parties online or face-to-face, it is important that you're planting seeds, telling your story, and generating interest in the business just to give them a reason to want to know more. So when you're at checkout, you want to be able to offer them a chance to learn more. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you a quick overview of the best practice for your checkout, okay? So when you sit down to checkout, or you're having a dialogue with someone, even over Messenger, on your Facebook parties, you have 3 things to offer. Always start with your earning opportunity because it is the highest value that you have to offer. So we start there. As soon as she sits down or as soon as you start the conversation, you want to say, would you like to learn more about earning with 31? Now, when you're saying that, you're handing off an opportunity brochure. Now, that's not this income brochure. That's an opportunity brochure. We've had those. Are y'all, please nod if you're familiar with our opportunity brochure. I would assume you are because you got to see your consultant and you probably had to have an opportunity brochure. But the opportunity brochure is smaller, simpler, not as much information, and I'm going to call it your bait. You're going to use the opportunity brochure as your bait. You're going to be handing that to them and saying, would you like to learn more? Now, if they take the opportunity brochure and say, sure, thank you, then you have a lead, okay? That's when you say the words on your screen right here. This brochure is designed to create questions. Could we chat in a day or two and explore if 31 is a fit for you? Okay, so the goal is to get a follow-up conversation with her to explore it. And if she says, sure, that's where income brochure comes in. You reach over, you pick this one up, and you hand it to her, and you set a firm time and date to have a follow-up, ideally within 24 to 48 hours. Okay? By the way, I'm going to leave about 10 minutes at the end for questions. So if you think of any questions or comments as we go, please write those down. We will have a chance. So here's a few tips about this conversation. Number one, it can be face-to-face, in person with someone, over Zoom or FaceTime or over coffee, or it could be over the phone. Okay, so the conversation I'm getting ready to walk through with you, it's very flexible. Number two, you are going to want to be able to write notes. You're going to want to be able to write down the information that you're going to go through with her because you will use it. And then number three tip for this conversation is you are going to listen more than you talk. This conversation only takes 10 to 15 minutes, the exploring part, to guide her to a yes. It only should take 10 to 15 minutes. If it takes more than that, then you have said too much. I'm saying that with a big smile, and I'll even put my Southern twang in there and say, don't talk too much, because that will totally self-sabotage your recruiting. So I'm going to just kind of just tell you right out that, and I'm going to stop share so I can see everybody's eyeballs. I want you to take my word for this. When this was developed, I was thankful for the opportunity to sit at the table where this was written and contribute, so that a good part of this is a 3-question conversation. These are the 3 questions that I personally asked in my 9 years in direct sales, recruiting hundreds, and this is what I taught my leaders to do, these 3 questions. I am all about the business being simple. Sometimes we make it harder than it needs to be, and this is simple. It's just 3 questions. It's exploring if it's a fit for her. So I just need you to trust me with this process, okay? Sometimes you might be saying too much, and so I'll give a couple examples where you think you might be doing the right thing, but I'm going to actually try to pull you back and say, you're making it harder than it needs to be. Let's keep it simple. So listen more than you talk in this conversation. All right, y'all heard me loud and clear there, didn't you? Okay, just trust me. And then even better is my qualification rate was 98%. I'm telling you that because this conversation leads into a strong start conversation. In other words, if you do it this way, qualifying and her submitting 1,000 in sales is not even really the issue. It's helping her get everything that she needs and wants. So then qualification just naturally happens. So that's why I want y'all to pay attention, because this is about not only recruiting her, but helping her qualify and stay on your team to have a strong team. So this first spread in your brochure is wordy, but I like it because it gives you the buckets, the main buckets of the reasons why people start a 31 business. For the sake of your conversation, I'm going to ask you to only cover 3 of them. And so this is where I would have you write in your book. So make sure you make note that on pages 4 and 5, you're going to write money and product, because we reference money and product here, and then flexibility down here. Now there's other things like charitable. We're very charitable. We offer great training. There's other features of 31 that are amazing that she should have probably already pre-read there. but for the sake of your conversation, and it's only going to be 10 to 15 minutes, we're needing to drop the seeds to her that the most popular reason people start is income, product, and just flexibility and fun. That's what I want you to put right there, flexibility and fun. And then that's literally all you say about that page. It's just, here's the top reasons. And then we're going to go right to the first question. All right. So if I was interviewing Susie, I would say, Susie, what is it about 31 that makes you want to learn more? Very open-ended on purpose. Now, see, we've even given you her and you a little cues right here. It could be earning income. It could be free products. It could be that flexibility. Is it friendships? Is it confidence? What else is it? And see if we can't get her to just identify, you know, what is it that makes you want to learn more? And then you're going to write that in and say, hey, I want you to write that into your brochure. And then this is where you're pulling her why. What you're going to love about this conversation is that on the three questions, there are three potential answers to each of the questions. So I'm going to be telling you the answers and before you even have the conversation so that you're not like thrown for a loop. She's either going to say income, product, fun. And I did already kind of mention that to you. So what you do when she responds, income, product, or fun, is simply affirm her answer, meaning you just acknowledge it. You are not going to expound or build on it or feel that you need to go into more detail around it. That's where sometimes you might get caught up in being too wordy. I'm going to give you an example. And you might hear yourself, you might not. We'll just see. So let's say Sally said, you know what, we really could use some extra income. And when you said that in your story, that really stuck with me, and I could use some income. Oh, Sally, it really is great income. I mean, I remember my first paycheck was $400, and we were able to pay bills. And then now my income is grown, and we can pay the house payment, and I'm working to earn a trip. And we took the kids to Disney, and because of my 31 income, we had just been that trip was just amazing. All right, I want everybody to hold up their hands like this and say, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, you are going to want to, because you're so passionate about your 31 business and you love what you do. And she may say she loves products, and then you might want to rip into all that she can get with wishes. This is not the time. We're simply going to acknowledge what she said, and we're going to move to question 2. It's that easy. Just trust me. This is simply exploring if it's a fit for her, and we need to know her why, and we now know her why. Okay, so we're going to go to question 2. So Sally, what, if anything, is standing in your way of giving 31 a try? So I'm asking you to invite obstacles here. So the reason why is if you don't invite them, they will come later. And they'll come at a time where you're like, why did she fall off the face of the earth? Well, she had an obstacle and you didn't invite it. So we're inviting any potential obstacles. It is possible that she will say here, I can't think of anything. I don't think anything's standing in my way. Great. Fast forward, do not collect $200, go straight directly to question 3. None of this, are you sure? You don't want to talk to your husband? You don't want to, no. So that's great. We're going to have one more question for you. But if she does have an obstacle, never fear. The answers are here. She is typically going to have one of these 3 obstacles: time, money, or concern about support. And does she know enough people? Where will she get her parties from? So our NEDs and SEDs on the call here are experienced recruiters, and they can attest that these are the most common obstacles that we hear. What's so great is that you can give very simple responses. And this is where you are going to come back to this recording, okay? I promise you, if you're really in this to learn, you're going to come back to this part in the recording, and you are going to want to listen to my words at this point because they're simple, but I want you to practice them. So if Sally told me that the obstacle was, I don't know if I have enough time to do this, then it's because Sally doesn't know how much time it takes. So if she gives an obstacle of time, she's just uneducated. She just doesn't know how much time it takes. So it's a simple response like, Sally, could you find 3 to 5 hours in a week to earn $150? And if she says, yeah, I could find 3 to 5 hours. Okay, great. That's the time it takes for our average party, and that's what our average consultant would make at a party. So have we overcome that obstacle for her? Yeah, so it's that simple. Money. If Sally has an issue with money, it's because Sally hasn't seen it or viewed it as an investment. Okay, she's looking at it currently as a spend. But you and I know that she's investing 100 and very, very potentially in her very first party can not only get her investment back, but profit. So this is just a quick education opportunity to say, Sally, I'd like to encourage you to look at this $99 as an investment. You will invest 100. If you partner with me and follow my simple training, you will be able to make this back in your first party, if not even more than 100 back. How does that sound? And then, she's going to think it sounds great, but you might need to take it a step further and say, when you look at it as an investment, is there a different place you can get that money? Is that something you're willing to charge because you're going to get it back before you have interest? Is it something you're willing to borrow? Are you willing to skip the expensive coffee or one trip to Target? A woman is willing to do what a woman wants to do. We all know this, right? So that's, again, we're just going to kind of try to shift her mindset there a little bit. And that's your response to her money concern. And then support. If she is concerned about support, it's actually the easiest one to overcome, because you're going to say, you know what, Sally, you don't even need to be concerned about that, because it's my job to partner with you and help you think of your starting customers and your starting hostesses, and we will work on that together. And then, we have a who do you know list that we can simply refer her to and walk through with her. All right. Does this sound good? Y'all write down your questions if you have any, because I'm just cooking through it so we can get it all in. I'm going to check my time. Okay, we're doing good on time. So now we just finished the second question. Now keep in mind that this is taking longer than 10 to 15 because I'm going through scenarios. But again, this can go pretty quickly. And then your third question. So Sally, when would you like to get your first paycheck? Would you like to get it right away? Would you like to get it in a month, about 6 weeks? You tell me. Now, I love the closing question being about when she gets paid, because it sends the message, money is a sure thing. You can make money at this, and you get to decide when. So now I'm going to fast forward just a few slides, because this gives you a visual of the way I actually and literally asked this question. Was I said, would you like to get your first paycheck on? And then I give the next 2 possible paydays. So if I was interviewing today, I would say, would you like to get your next paycheck on January 25th or February the 10th? Okay, so we both know those are two potential paydays for her. Now, by her telling me February the 10th, how does that benefit us and her to have a date that she wants to get paid? I'd like somebody to unmute and tell me, why is this a good closing question, and why is knowing that date good information?
Because then she will earn wishes rewards.
Okay, we will. I think what I'm hearing you say, Lucinda, is that it's going to help us timeline her strong start, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That's perfect. Any other thoughts on the benefits of that?
It also helps to set goals.
Yes, exactly. Like, how many parties do you want to have, which we're getting ready to get into with her.
Time
and then
her launch party.
It helps you to know when can she schedule her launch party and any other parties.
I think it lights a fire under her and gives her a perspective of when she needs to get started, because she just set her own goal about when she wants to get a paycheck. So now it's a little bit less likely that she'll drag her feet, because she's like, oh, if my next paycheck goal is February 10th, then I need to make sure I get all of this stuff done by such a date. That's going to be, it's going to keep her engaged and get her started more quickly.
Exactly. Thank you, Nicole. So you guys hit the nail on the head. So how many of you have ever felt concerned with anybody that you've recruited so far that you don't want to be pushy? Has anybody had that concern? Okay, that is a common concern. So would you agree that when we ask her when she wants to be paid, that's not pushy, is it? Because she's deciding. So any guidance or encouragement that you give her towards reaching that is not pushy. It's helping her get what she wants. So this is a little psychology, ladies. I'm not going to charge you for this part tonight. It's for free. But women like to decide. You didn't know that, did you? Yes, you knew this because you're a woman. We like to decide. We don't like to be told. We like to feel that we made the decision, and we're more likely to take action on something that felt like ours. So see, you learned something tonight. We're just going to let her decide when she wants to get paid. And she's got a couple other decisions here to make as this conversation furthers, and we're not pressuring her. Okay, so make sure everybody's line's muted. We'll keep the recording real clean. So again, in that last question, there's 3 possible answers. She can give you a payday. She could say no here. I've decided I don't want to do this. A third potential answer is I need to think about it.
As soon as your mom gets out of my way, she stops.
Okay. We need to make sure everybody's line's muted. I'm going to do a quick check of lines. Everybody check the left-hand bottom corner of your screen. I think we just got it taken care of. Okay, good. So when she says, I need to think about it, raise your hand if you love to hear her say she needs to think about it. Claudia's like, put your hand down. We do not want to hear that she needs to think about it. No, we want to hear either a yes or a no. I want you to have a visual from now on. When somebody tells you they need to think about it, I want you to picture them climbing up on a fence and they're just sitting there on the fence. Do we want our leads on the fence? No, we want them off. I don't even care. You tell me no, but you are coming off of the fence because I don't want a long lead list. I am not impressed with somebody that has a long lead list, and that might be a little bit different to you guys because frankly, that you're just telling me you have a lot of people sitting out there on the fence. So the only reason why somebody should be on a fence is if they have given you a set date that they want you to follow up. Okay, if you don't have a set date for follow-up, then why wouldn't we have a yes or a no? So I'm going to give you, you're going to see a slide here that gives you some word choices, and it's going to look long. So you don't have to write it down. This is going to be a slide you go back to. But I'm going to tell you from personal experience, I have said this probably 100 or 200 times to leads that have told me they need to think about it, and I knocked them right off the fence. And here's how it goes. So Sally, I'm in the business of helping people. If you tell me that you want to start the business, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader and help you every step of the way. If you tell me no, I'm going to appreciate your honesty and then we can have a party together. But when you tell me you need to think about it, I don't know how to help. Do you mind if we explore further what it is that you need to think about? All right, raise your hand if you could see yourself saying that. You would feel comfortable with that. Okay, good. I've got a good number of you. Okay, so you can make that your own, but what needs to be the premise of this statement is that you need to give her permission to say no. Because sometimes the I need to think about it is a no, but she just doesn't want to say it for whatever reason. We would rather hear no now than for her to just go off and tell you she'll get back to you. And then you wonder, if you're not a mind reader, so you really don't know if she really is serious about it. And you think you might have a lead, but I might not have a lead. Should I follow up with her when I have a pink ticket? Or when the kid is $1, should I really follow up? No, we need to know now. Is she a yes or a no? Or is there a firm date? So it's either going to be a no, or I will tell you the other thing that I hear when I say this. An example of what I would hear is something more personal in nature. But I just told her I was in the business of helping people, so she opens up. And I might hear, you know what? I've done direct sales before, and I'm just afraid of failing, and I just don't want to fail again. Or she might bring up a money issue, okay, that she didn't bring up when you invited the obstacle because money is personal to her. But I just said, I'm in the business of helping people. How can I help you? And so, sure enough, she opens up. Or she might be nervous standing in front of people. But by her telling you this, can you do something about that? Can you do something with that information? Can you encourage her? Can you offer her and assure her of support that you're going to give her? And so that you can do something with that, kind of knocking her off of the fence, either on the yes side or the no side. So all that to say, don't be so easy to just, say, oh, okay, yeah, you go think about it. That's it. That's why they fall off the face of the earth, because you've sent them off with an obstacle that has not been overcome. All right, and we've already talked about this slide, but what happens right here, we're 10 to 15 minutes into the conversation when she should be giving you a date or a yes or a no. If she gives you a date, you move to a strong start conversation. And this is where the conversation should go another 10 to 15 minutes, because we're not just going to sign her. We're going to find out what it is that she needs and wants, and so that we know we can help her get it. So our brochure continues, because remember, those 3 questions were right here on one page, and we've written down the answers. And then we just simply segue after she's given us that date, and we just say, Sally, you know what? I am excited about helping you get that check on that date. So let's talk about how much you want to make. You can make money with 31 by selling our product, by sharing, like I'm sharing with you now. And you can also lead, and you can have a team. But today we're going to talk about the selling portion, right? Today we're going to talk about how can you make a paycheck on February 10th that you want to make. So we're actually going to talk about the amount that you want to make. So I want you guys to write these words down, because this would go on your master on this page. So you have your one question you're going to ask to get this page started. If one average party represents $100 in cash to you, how much would you like to make? Okay, remember, state her decided time frame. So how much would you like to make by February 10th? If you knew one average party represented $100. So for this scenario, we're going to say Sally says, you know what? I think I'd like to make $400. How many parties did she just tell me that she wanted to do by February the 10th? Hold up the number. 4. I kept the math easy for us because it's late at night. So technically, this amount could be 150, but I will tell you, in our math on this page, we went conservative, because what we did is we brought together our online party average and our face-to-face party average. So I think you guys know when you do party face-to-face, you have a much higher party average and make more money. But we went ahead and were a little more conservative, because some people are doing online parties, and so we just said $100 cash. So this is super simple. You're going to plug that in up here. I want to make, okay, how much per month from my 31 business. So you're going to put that $400 in there, because she just said she wanted to make $400 by February the 10th. Now, I personally would skip these 2 right here. See, I'm all about simple. I would go right down here, because it just gets right to the heart of it. So I'll plan to book 4 parties. You just plug that in, 4 parties, with a sales goal of $400. Now, how many, if she has 400, no, what do we figure that on? A $400 party. If she has 4 $400 parties, somebody unmute and tell me how much she has sold in a month.
$1,600.
$1,600. Okay, so we know that's, I mean, have I even said the word qualify to Sally? Have I talked about qualification to her? No, because that's not Sally's goal. What is Sally's goal? A $400 paycheck. Okay, do y'all see how easy this can be? So this is not about selling 1,000. This is about, if you can make $100 per party, how much would you like to make? So notice the last line, we encourage her to break that down into numbers of orders. So she can get those sales by collecting orders or having parties, which leads us, well, we're not there yet. So stay with me. We're just gonna plug that in and we'll come back to that in our call to action. We have one other thing we're gonna go through with her, and we're gonna say, Sally, that's not even all that you can get. So if let's say her why she was product, you're definitely going to spend a little bit more time here. But either way, you're going to say, in addition, we're looking at this consultant column, Sally, in addition to the commission you make, this is $250 represents 1,000 in sales, but in addition to the $400 that you are making, see, I put a big X through that and I put $400 because that's what she said she wanted. Then you would come down here and you would tell her the amount of wishes rewards that she would earn if she sold the 1,600. And you would go down here and say, and by the way, when you start with a friend and you start the business with a friend, you will double your wishes rewards. And you can get free products or Disney card or Visa gift card. And when we get there, we're going to decide. And so those are the heavy decisions you have to make in this business, Sally. You know, where are you going to spend your money? So are you excited, Sally? You know, you kind of check in with her feelings. Are you excited? Can you believe you're getting all of this? All right, so that was just a simple walkthrough of wishes. Notice I highlight, stay top line with it. Don't start telling her how you've spent your wishes, ladies. It'll get too long. All right, and then this is your call to action. So it's the very last page of your booklet, and it's just, okay, here, we're gonna get started. I wanna help you get this money, the Visa gift cards. I wanna help you get that. So let's decide, based on your February 10th check, when do you wanna hold a face-to-face launch party, an online launch party, and let's talk about your plan to gather 5 to 10 orders. Because when you do this, you're going to be on your way. Now she said 4 parties, so you can go ahead in here and say, do you want to do 2 face-to-face and 1 online, or 2 face-to-face, 2 online, collect 5 to 10 orders? She gets to decide how she gets those parties, but this is where you write it down. Okay? I'm going to take a deep breath. And I'm going to ask you guys to talk to me. Tell me, what are you thinking? Have you learned a lot? Yes? Okay, talk to me. Okay, I'm seeing a couple notes over here. Martine commented, Cheryl, my coach, helped me put into words what I was feeling. I don't know what that was referencing, Martine. That may have been way back. Cheryl, it covers the feeling so well. Okay, yeah, you guys, I think that's from the beginning of the call. All right, so any comments in chat, you can type in chat or unmute. I want to get any questions or comments on anything that I've talked about tonight. How are you feeling, and is anybody ready to recruit? Who's first?
Hi, it's Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Hi. I think this was really helpful because I have a tendency to over-explain. Not so much about me, but about all the details, because I'm a lawyer by training. So I have to tell you all of the whats and the wheres and the whys but there's an exception over here. And, I've been a little successful, but obviously not a lot successful. So I think getting out of my own way is a good message.
Oh, Lori, good. Well, I'm glad you kind of took that to heart. You kind of saw, okay, it may work in this over here, but over here I'm going to kind of pull it back for this part of my career. So, okay, good. That was a good aha for you. All right, somebody else.
I'll say something.
Okay.
I definitely agree with the over explaining. I'm very bad for that. So that's a good note for me to remember, and something that I need to take those lines and practice them so I can stop. And then also the on the fence thing. I must always have a couple people on the fence. So just remembering that you don't want to keep them there and to work through that is something I really need to put into action. So thank you.
Oh, yeah. So let me make a comment there. Raise your hand if you'll say, yeah, I've got women out there. I can see them. They're sitting on a fence right now. How many people do you have sitting on a fence? Okay. Did you know that you can call them back up and start right with that phrase that I gave you and say, call them by name. So you might say, Christy, I'm in the business of helping people. And if you tell me today you want to start your 31 business, I'm going to help you every step of the way. But if you tell me no, I'm just going to appreciate your honesty. And you're going to continue to be my valued customer. But when you're telling me you need to think about this, I don't know how to help. Do you mind if we explore that further? Do y'all see how you can pick it up right there? And you can pull her yes, pull her no, or pull a firm date for follow-up. But let's go knock some people off the fence. Some of y'all are going to promote to director just from going and getting the women on your fence. Go to the fence, girls. Get them off. Knock them off.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So I have 2 fence sitters right now that I've been working with, but their reasoning is that their husbands say no. They are stay-at-home moms, and that is seen as their responsibility and X, Y, and Z. And so I've had difficult conversations with them about their goals and what they would like. But is there any advice that you could share when we have fence sitters with those reasons?
Okay, thank you for bringing that up. That actually is the only response that you get, that you do let them go and you respect it. You might not have a yes or a no there. So if they say I need to pray about it, or I need to talk to my husband, you're just going to respect that. And but I will tell you that I even have a guided response for that. So if Sally told me that, I would say, Sally, I completely respect that. It sounds like you need pillow time. I actually have a name for it. Pillow time means you need to sleep on it. You need to have those really key conversations, and I respect that. So what do you think about connecting this time tomorrow or Thursday? And let's just reconnect and see how those conversations went. Now, if it's the husband, then you can say, would it help if myself or my husband, if you have that option, were to talk to him and answer any questions for him? She may say, no, this is how he feels. So here's going to be my tough love. If she has already explored it and he has said no, that she cannot do the business, then she's really not on the fence. That is a no. So we just need to move on, okay? And that's so hard because we want it for her. We don't understand his positioning. We don't maybe not even agree with it, but we have to respect it. And I would rather see you move forward and put your energy into finding new leads. Is that a fair answer?
Yes, thank you.
Did that help anybody else? The whole pillow time, let's talk tomorrow. You have got to have a firm follow-up. If you're not getting the picture is you are in the driver's seat. Okay, you're driving, and our amazing recruiters stay in control of the process. Okay, any other questions or comments?
That is just such a hard thing to do, Amy. It is so hard to let them go.
I know.
Like, you just want to keep your claws in them. Like, oh, maybe she'll help him see the light. Maybe, and I'll check back in a couple months. I mean, that's how our list gets so long, because we can't just let them go. That's me.
I know. I absolutely understand. You're right, Neely. It's so true. But this is where, and I'll just rabbit trail a second. If you have a full party schedule and you stay consistent with your party schedule, and you know you're going to be in front of another 20 or 30 women this month, it is a little bit easier to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Would you agree, Neely?
Yeah, for sure.
With a consistent party schedule. And again, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be insensitive to anybody else. It just means that I have my business hat on, and when I have my business hat on and I'm making wise business decisions, it's like, well, I know that I have set myself up for other opportunities, and there's other women out there that are needing this and are in a position to be able to get started. Good feedback. I'm going to read our comments over here really quick.
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yes.
We've talked about the full service checkout and the conversation to have it check out. I think that's more natural when you are in an in-person party. How do you make that conversation happen with an online party? I mean, I'm always doing my shout out of thank you for your order, but it's like, are you initiating a one-on-one conversation after they place that order, or at what point are you making that happen when it's an online?
Okay, thank you, Carrie. And I know many on the call have this question. I'm going to give a quick comment, and then I want one of our NEDs or SEDs who is successful at recruiting online to speak up and give their 2 cents. But here is my 2 cents on it. Carrie, don't you have to have some type of connection with your guests when they're placing their order? Whether it's they have a question about personalization, what font, what print, right? There's some type of dialogue. If it's over Messenger, even in the comment section, there's typically a dialogue. Would you agree, Carrie?
Yes and no. I have some that they just place
Not
the
all
order,
the time.
and I
Not all the time.
never interact at all.
Okay, so here's why. Because some will just go to that link you provided them, right? But if you're intentional and you go live at the beginning of your party and you tell everybody that I will be inviting everyone to learn more about 31 and earning money, and I will be giving everyone an opportunity to save money by having a party, and I look forward to connecting with you to find out how I can service you, then everyone's expecting it. And then you can provide an intentional way to do follow-up and to do checkout. You can even make it required for them to contact you to place that order. I know many of our successful recruiters online, they have that set up to where there is a checkout process. Does any NED, or I know we're over a little bit on time, but is there any NED or SED that wants to comment on that? Okay, I just wanted to open the floor because we have great experts on the call, and I want to open the floor if they were interested. But Carrie, I hope that helps. It really is about being intentional. Okay, and then
it does. I think, yeah, okay. I definitely need to have more conversation beyond just the thanks for your order.
Exactly. So if you're doing the follow-up and you're doing the customer care and the pink bag call, at the very least, that's where the offer can happen. So work that 1 in 10. All right, Lucina says, I'm ready to recruit. Sherry says, I hear a lot about think about it. So glad to have a way to get off of that. I realize I talk too much and just need to listen to their goals and what they want. Carrie says, do you help her make the first outreach of asking for a party hostess share wording to try with her friends? Carrie, clarify for me that question.
Yeah, as you're coaching her in that starting right, are you actually on the phone with her or giving her some wording to put in a text to reach out to her friends? Because I think some of the fear is just, what do I say? And
for her to start with her friends?
Yeah, for her and what she should say when she's reaching out to get a hostess for those first 4
for the hostess, yes, definitely help her with some word choices. When you, after you've helped her kind of think of who her starting hostesses would be, just help her with some word choices, how excited she is, and she would appreciate their help in having a party. They can earn up to $150 in free product on an average party. Don't make it hard, just help guide her with those words. And then she's going to offer the business and the chance for a friend to start with her at her launch parties. That's where we want to guide her there. Let's get the parties booked first, and then she can invite a friend to start with her. Okay. Like the goal setting instead of playing to her fears. Chris, yay, Christy. Okay. I'm picturing Mr. Wilson from Home Improvement. Kira, you are hilarious. I was standing on the fence. I need to follow up more with online and catalog orders too. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm so glad if this was helpful for you, Wendy. I'm seeing you say that it was helpful. So just in closing, I just kind of curious if there's anybody on the call tonight that is interested in walking the stage as a new director at conference this year. This is when we do this. Okay, oh my gosh, that was a lot of hands. So take a good look at the person next to you and watch for them, because y'all will be walking the stage together. That's right, Lori's giving high fives to the person next to her. You know, you're going to be walking together, and I know you can do this. Now, just in closing, I feel like a little bit like Mrs. Claus tonight, but I have my list, and I'm checking it twice. But I know everybody that was on this call, and I stay in very close touch with your leader, and I will be tracking to see who is promoting and who's going to be the first. Who's going to be the first to promote? I want to see hands. Oh, Jamie's claiming it. Oh, no, Tiffany is. Okay, I see you guys. All right, so it's a race, and your leader will be letting me know when you promote, and I will reach to you and congratulate you. So I just wish you the very best in 2019. Get January booked. If you haven't heard, we have an incentive in January. We have got an outlet sale in January. We have got so much for you to make January a springboard and to make this promotion happen. So go get them. Good night, ladies.